kindergarten. It's great to see you again. This is Dr. Hickson, and it's time for our reading lesson. Yay! All right, so we've been talking about animals, and our big question is, how are animals different? How are animals different? And this week we're talking about the parts of animals. So this word, art, part. So A-R, I remember that because I make my A in sign language. I put it on my eye like it's an eye patch. And then A-R kind of sounds like a pirate, doesn't it? Let's say R, ready? R. Kind of sounds like a pirate talking. So I take my A and I use that for my eye patch. That's how I remember that it's an A and an R. That's A-R says R. Right? Just a quick tip if you want to remember how to spell the sound of R. R. P. Art. Part. All right, so we're talking about the different parts of animals. So I'm going to put some of my words up here, and I'm going to give you, it's riddle day. I'm going to give you some riddles, some clues, and you're going to tell me which part of the animal I'm talking about. So the first one I have is legs. Legs. And then we have some feet. We also are going to talk about this part of the animal, the animal's tail. Okay, so animal tail. I have an animal head, H-E-A-D, head. And one more, some animals have wings, a wing. All right, so let's look at our parts. Legs, feet, tail, head, and wing. Okay? So let me give you the clues and see if you can guess which part I'm talking about. This is part of the animal's body. It can be long or short. It is the opposite end of the animal's head. The opposite. So remember opposite and antonyms, we're talking about how they're very different. Opposite. All right, so one more time. This is part of the animal's body. It can be long or short. It's at the opposite end of the animal's head. Is that legs, feet, tail, head, or wing? Some of you might have said feet, but do you talk about feet being long or short? No, so what do we say? He has a long tail. Yeah, tail. Okay, so either long tail or short tail. Piggies have short tails usually. Horses have long tails. All right, so that's tail. Here's another one. This is part of the animal's body. It helps them to fly. This part of an animal's body helps it to fly. Wings, yeah, wing. So not all animals that have wings fly, like this. Chickens don't usually fly, and penguins have, well, they have flipper wings. But the wing usually is used for a flying one. So even on insects like a butterfly or a fly or a bee, they all have wings, right? And the wings help them be able to fly. All right, this is part of the animal's body. It's at the end of the animal's legs. It's at the end of the animal's legs. Okay, this is the part that touches the ground, right? Your leg doesn't touch the ground. What touches the ground when you're walking? Your feet. Yeah, good job. So feet. Feet is another part of the animal's body. All right, last one. This is part of the animal's body. It has, on this part, it has eyes, nose, ears, and mouth. Where is that? Your head, of course, yeah. Where we go? Right here. The animal's head is going to be the eyes, the nose, the mouth, the ears. That's where all that stuff is on your head. All right, so kind of fun to think about the different parts of an animal. So we're going to read this story again. I'll go ahead and turn it to the title page since we have our vocabulary words on there. A world of animals. So these are animals that are all over the world. We had been talking about animals just on the farm, and now we're talking about animals all over the world. A world of animals. This book is written, the author is Mary McCann, but there's no illustrator because these are photographs. This is a photo book. And here's the photographer down here. Animals are everywhere, and people like Kagan travel the world to study animals. He studies birds. So here he is down here, and he studies birds. Now, what are the parts of the bird? The beak, the wing, and the leg. Oh, the leg is so tiny and skinny. Let me show you. Isn't it so tiny? This one's the name is Daphne Murawski. Insects also live all over the world. Darlene has photographed hundreds of the insects. So here's some more pictures of insects up here. The butterfly, looks like some kind of grasshopper or worm, another grasshopper. All right, so lots of insects have wings, a wing. They also have a leg. Do you know how many legs an insect has? 6. If you said 6, you're right. Yep, 6. And they also have a head. They have to put their eyes somewhere. Sylvia Earle. You can find animals in the air and in the sea. Sylvia studies the world's oceans. So this big whale has a fin. So its head is kind of combined with its body, right? But we know that the head also has the ears and the nose, and the mouth will be on the head. All right, Mariana Fuentes. Mariana wants to protect ocean animals. She studies sea turtles. So the sea turtle has a flipper. It has a hard shell. Also has a head and a tail. Do turtles have short tails or long tails? Short. All right, and this is Paul Nicklin. Paul goes to cold places to photograph polar animals. Ooh, there's the polar bear. There's his big paw. And there's his fur. Steve Winter. Some animals are hard to find. Steve climbs huge mountains to take pictures of snow leopards. So here's the leopard's paw. So that's another word for foot, isn't it? Foot and paw, those would be synonyms. That means they mean the same. And then it has fur. It looks so soft and furry. And Mishka Zinzimbi. Some wild animals need help. Mishak helps baby elephants. He cares for them at an elephant orphanage. And the elephant has a trunk and an ear. Animals live in the air, the ocean, and on land. They live where it's hot, and they live where it's cold. People care for some animals. Other animals are wild. It means people don't take care of them. They just live on their own, right? And there is a world of animals to learn about. So we're going to do one more activity together about this with these animals. Some of the animals, we're going to talk about how they can be opposite, antonyms. So we're going to compare the animals, and we're going to think about antonyms, things that are opposite. Antonyms. Say it with me. 1, 2, 3. Antonyms. Good. So antonyms are words that are opposite. So we can compare. Readers look at how things are the same and how they are different. Right? So we're going to compare the animals in this book. So my first sentence, I've written a few sentences up here. My first sentence says, a whale is blank. A bug is blank. So if you're thinking about a whale, here's the whale. Oops. Sorry, I took the clips off. Here's the whale and here's the bug. The whale and the bug, okay? So a whale is, what could you say is opposite about these two animals? A whale and a bug. A whale is big or large or huge. Those are all synonyms. Big, large, huge. I think I'm going to put huge. H-U-G. That says hug. How do I make it say huge? I need the U to say its name, and I need the G to say its second sound. Huge. So G can say G, and it can say J, but only once in a while. But it has to have the E after it to say J. All right, so a whale is huge. A bug is small, little. Compared to a whale, would it be tiny? I think it would be tiny, right? An insect is tiny compared to a big, huge whale. So let's put the word tiny. Tie. I hear the sound I. Tie. Let's do the second syllable. Knee. Knee. So I hear N. I also hear E, but we don't put E at the end of a word when it makes the sound of E, because it will look at it'll look like one of those silent E's, the magic ones. So what letter do we use instead? How do we spell E at the end of a word? Tie, knee. We use a Y, yeah. A Y sometimes says E, tie, knee. All right, next one. We're going to compare the turtle. Okay, there's the turtle and the polar bear. Turtle and the polar bear. A turtle is blank. A bear is blank. So what could you say is opposite about those two guys? You could say, what's the shell like on the turtle? Hard. Yeah, hard. There's that AR sound again. And R. How do I spell R? A-R. Hard. That's the final sound. Hard. I hear a D also. Oh, we know how to write those because we did it last week. Around, up, up, down. Hard. So a turtle is hard. A bear is, what's the bear's fur like? So soft, right? Soft and cuddly, so we'll put soft. A bear is soft. So those are antonyms, hard and soft. Those are opposite antonyms. All right, let's do the bird. We're going to compare the bird and the elephant. Okay, thinking about the noses of the bird, it's called a beak, right? The bird beak. And the elephant, everybody do a trunk with me. Elephant, trunk. So a bird beak is, how could we say the opposite words? A bird beak is, you could say small, but there's a better word. Short, yeah. A bird beak is sh, SH says sh, or. I hear two sounds. Or. It's a O-R. Short. What's the final sound? Short. T. A bird beak is short. An elephant trunk is long. All right, last one. We're gonna do the leopard. Okay. A leopard has, and then a zebra has? How are they opposite? A leopard has, let's look at the leopard on its regular page. Okay, here's the leopard. A leopard has spots, right? Those little round things, we usually just call them spots. So let's see if you can spell spots. Sp. Ah. What vowel says ah? O. Spot. Now does it just have one spot? It has lots of spots. Remember, what do we put at the end of a word when we want it to say more than one? We have to put the S. Spots. Spots. A leopard has spots. A zebra has, what does a zebra have? Stripes. So it's S-T, st, I hear stir, I, p. Right now this says strip, strip. What's the magic letter to make the I say its name? I hear some of you saying it, good job. Yep, E. So stripe. Does it just have one stripe? No. More than one, so we're going to put an S. Stripes. A leopard has spots. A zebra has stripes. All right, so that's how we think about animals and can compare them, thinking about their different parts of the animal, and also how they are opposite. They can be opposite. Well, guys, I hope you have a fabulous day. I'm so glad you joined me for our reading lesson today, and I'll see you tomorrow, okay? Have a great day, kindergarten. Bye-bye.